This episode of the Made in Spain podcast is powered by GoCo Energy, clean, natural energy for life at the speed of Go.
Welcome to Made in Spain. I'm your co-host, Nalini Sharma, and
Laura Senior Garcia here. Really happy to be here with you in this very, very special episode today.
Very special episode. We've been doing this project, what we like to call our passion project, for a year, and we've never had a guest on. So this is actually officially our first guest. And we're going to be talking today about craft, culture, and quality in Spain. So before we introduce our special guest, Laura, you've got a viewer listener email.
Sure. But just so you know who's at the table with us, if you're watching on YouTube or on any of the video platforms, we have Kathryn from Alice Kathleen. And Kathryn, do you want to just a short bit about who you are, and then we'll go to background later?
Sure. I am Kathryn Thomas. I'm from Birmingham, Alabama. I'm a self-taught designer. I own a children's clothing brand called Alice Kathleen Company, and we are celebrating 20 years this year.
Awesome.
So excited to be here in Spain with you.
Awesome. Well, we are loving having you. So we're going to get right back to Kathryn after our listener email. So our listener email, and we did pick this one out of all the ones that come in because we thought it was very suited to what we're going to be discussing with Kathryn. I've always loved Spanish style, but I didn't realize how many high quality, thoughtfully made brands come from Spain until I started paying attention to where things are actually produced. Your podcast has completely changed how I shop. I now look for longevity and story instead of trends. And Spain has quietly become my go-to for brands that feel beautiful and well made. Thank you for opening up that world to me. And that was from Marcy in New York.
Thank you, Marcy. And that honestly means everything to us because it's exactly why we started this podcast, is not just to showcase sort of our journey through life, but the things that are made here that make us, that we love. We focus a lot on the podcast about the food, the places, beauty, but it's also about the stories behind some of the things that we enjoy and that we see. And we're so excited to have Kathryn here with us. It's Alice Kathleen & Co., the official name. Kathryn, welcome. You are behind Alice Kathleen & Co., Alice Kathleen, or AK for short. This started, much like our podcast, as a passion project for you. So we had an interesting introduction, which we can talk about that later, but your products your clothes, the shoes, a lot of them are manufactured here in Spain. And that's been now a 20-year love affair for you. So tell us about how it started and where we are today.
Yes. So to start, my daughters are Alice and Kathleen, and the company is 20 this year. So it's been a wonderful 20 years.
Congratulations. That's amazing.
Yes. Very exciting. Lots to come down the pipeline. But for the backstory, there was never an intention to have the brand. It was never a formal business plan or roadmap. It was definitely developed from a passion product of having pieces that were thoughtful made for my daughters.
Okay.
And most of that started when Kathleen was a baby. She's actually the older one, even though it's Alice Kathleen. And I had quite a few pieces made for her in the beginning, and Alice was a surprise. She came about 5 weeks early.
Oh, wow.
And that is really when it started. I had several little special pieces for her to go to the hospital around town. And we happened in a local boutique in Birmingham, and the girls in there were so sweet and complimentary of the pieces and wanted to know everything about them.
Wow.
And that was really when it was a spark that somebody else shared the same passion through what was special to me and dear to me. And they asked me to have quite a few pieces made for their store.
So the reason you had the original pieces made was that you were looking for something specific that you couldn't find.
Correct. Thoughtful.
Okay.
Something for my daughter to wear on the most special day when baby sister, our second daughter, was going to be born. And that was very special to me. And I, like I said, never intended to have a business. It just continued to evolve. And I did agree to have some pieces made. I don't know how or why, with a premature baby and a 3-year-old at home and a husband growing his career was very difficult, but it was fun, passion. It's what I love to do. I've always loved anything, everything fashion. So I conned a local seamstress in Birmingham into having a few pieces made, and they sold out very quickly. And so we've had a journey since then, and it's been exciting to see the company evolve. The girls, Alice and Kathleen, have always been the heartbeat of the brand. Everything has been intentional, designed through them. And at the end of the day, even today when I'm designing, I'm sketching, I look at the piece and I say, would I put my daughters in this?
Right.
And
That's
until
amazing.
it's to that quality, it's not approved.
When do you think there was a moment as a small business owner, a founder, that where you realized, wow, I have a business, I have a brand, like this is happening?
I still don't know that. I'll be honest. It's been 20 years, and because of the wonderful customers and following, I mean that. I still surprise myself. I still will put a design out there. I have a very, very dear friend of mine who I run most everything by, and I say, what do you think about this? And it's always a positive remark. And I surprise myself every day that I can still design. I did not go to school for this. It's definitely, like I said, passion driven, but just a gift. It's been a gift and a true love of mine to design. I hand sketch every piece. I source and search for fabrics, many from Spain, many from Spain. So I think that probably surprise myself every day.
That's good.
Yeah.
So we have some of these beautiful pieces that you brought with you here. And I believe you mentioned to us that the pieces that we have here, some of the clothing, etc., was made here in Spain. Awesome.
Your shoes are definitely.
Yes, the shoes are all start to finish. It's so interesting to me because I'm learning a lot about the shoes. It's a whole side story of how I got involved. I have the most wonderful mentor who has been in the shoe industry for, well over, I'm scared to put a number on it, but more than 20 years.
Wow.
And I used to buy her shoes for my daughters, and we kind of connected through, I ordered some espadrilles, which she didn't have them. So she reaches out. She says, I'm sorry, I don't have them. It was for my photo shoot. And we connect, and I tell her, I'm your biggest fan. And I realized quickly she is the version of Alice Kathleen with shoes. She cares deeply. And it turns out she was willing to mentor me and help me understand the processes, which in short, the soles are made in an atelier. The leather is dyed in an atelier. The shoes are then handcrafted in an atelier. So it's multiple hands on family generations passed down. And to me, that's special. It's not something that's just being mass produced. It's families, generations of work and skill, and you get the final product, but it is all start to finish in Spain.
And how did that relationship come about?
With my mentor?
No, like here, so that you have everything being done with the shoes here, you're sourcing the fabrics here. How was that relationship, the genesis of it?
Yes. Well, in Spain, with Spain in general, is very dear to me. So in 2010, we traveled. This is before the world became digital. So you would have to go on treasure hunts to find the most special anything. And we went out to Los Angeles to a trade show. And that is when I think it was an immediate, like, we turn a corner and I see these fabrics hanging. It's, they're all over the place. And it was a Spanish vendor, and he is so dear to me. Probably a bit of the heartbeat of the company. These are his fabrics that are sitting on the table. And beautiful. He, is here in Spain, and just I think that's probably what my company has been known for from the get-go, was the fabrics, the quality of them, the cotton. I have been focused on that, and you worry about what you put on your children. People worry about that more today than they did 20 years ago. I worried about that 20 years ago.
Right.
Being soft, something that can wash well, that can be passed down. And so I would say, I think in Spain, the way that people take pride in their companies, the way that they produce, the way that they dress, there's always been a little bit of Spanish flair in Alice Kathleen, and I'm okay with that. I love it.
The fabric, your manufacturer, he's near the Valencia?
He is near Valencia.
Okay.
Yeah, he is. And that's a generational business. They've been a long time, and think that yes, is still the heartbeat 20 years later working with him. It's very special to me.
So we are so excited that this is your first trip to Spain, right? So to us, so one of the things that we also want kind of the listeners to peek into is the fact that, you know, tomorrow you're going to be visiting one of the factories. You're going to be directly meeting some of the people that you've been collaborating with in person for such a long time. How does that feel? Like, what's kind of going through your mind about that experience?
So many things. It's very overwhelming. It brings a lot of joy. I cannot wait to see the process. I cannot wait to share that with my customers, because I feel like being a direct customer business is a little difficult because we can only do so much with the camera, with the models, showcasing what really is. But when we say handmade and handmade in Spain, we're all about to see that, and me for the first time. So I'm excited that's going to be a collaborative with the customers in the journey of meeting the people who have hands on. And I cannot wait to see the process of how the shoes are made. For example, a pair that's on the table, the little flats, the new ones with the bow, that
so cute.
was in the works for well over 8 months. So
Wow.
the process of from design to finish, I hope that we get to see that process. And I think I'm most excited just to see myself, the people that are working with the shoes.
They are so gorgeous. I
Yeah.
keep looking at these pieces and going like, I would dress like this.
I know.
I would wear these
love
ones.
these.
They had
These
my
are
size. I would
so
wear these
cute.
ones.
We can definitely do that.
Yeah.
So, like, they're so cute.
I just want to ask, from when you started the company 20 years ago to now, how have you seen, children's fashion change? And have you gone with any of the trends, or have you stayed the course with your sort of designs?
Alice Kathleen is Alice Kathleen.
Okay.
It's a bit of an animal that way. And I would have to say I have archival pieces,
Yeah.
which if you're watching and it's 20 years, we're probably going to be releasing quite a few of them, which I never do. And they stand the test of time.
Yeah.
So I think I'm a fashion enthusiast. I love it. I study it. I'm constantly reading the business of fashion, constantly studying trends, just naturally. It's nothing to do with Alice Kathleen. So I think where I incorporate that with the pieces in today's world is through color, maybe a little bit through fit, but I think mostly my clothes are traditional, and there's a lot of patterns. I mean, some of them that my daughters wore 20 years ago that I reproduce, and they sell just as well, if not better, today. They might just have a little bit different color or shorten it here and there. But for the most part, I think, especially being from the Southeast, people expect a certain aesthetic for their children when dressing them.
Okay.
They're absolutely gorgeous clothes.
you.
And I know that, I've had the chance to see them on my nephew and my niece, and I know we're going to be seeing them later, but just, when you see a child that, is you love or is close to you, and you see them dressed in these beautiful clothes, and it does transport you like almost to another time. Like I can see how, that could be a square in a town, 20, 30, 40 years ago, that very high quality material that you want to pass down to the next generation. It's not the fast fashion. It's not something you just want to throw away.
We are very much slow fashion. Alice Kathleen, I take very much pride in that. And it's a bit of a problem. We're working, sometimes it takes a long time to produce. I'm not quick to hit approve. If I see that a collar is even a quarter of an inch too long, for example, it's not approved. And so I think that the intentionality is there for the fit. It's very special. And it's kind of like me. I live in Florida. I have 4 fur coats.
Yeah.
They're hanging in the hope that one day, during the winter, I can put that coat on and get dressed up and go to dinner.
Right.
And I think my customers feel the same about my pieces. It's the piece hanging that it's a birthday, it's Christmas, baby sister's being born, whatever that might be. It pauses life for a moment in time where they have that memory. And in that memory, it's dear to me that they're wearing Alice Kathleen, and that is part of it. And I have so many people comment that, we'll have this piece forever. And it's in our forever box is a term that a lot of people in the Southeast are using. Maybe that's nationally, I'm not sure. But it's special that they choose me to save, to pass down, that we've provided that, we live in a hurried world, and to be able to slow down and have the clothes be a part of that it's dear to me. And it was like that for my children. I was designing with intention. Where are we going? What are they doing? What do they need? And that is Alice Kathleen. Pretty much each season, there's no rhyme or reason to how I design, when I'm designing, what I'm releasing, but you can count on it's a curated collection each season, each year, that it's a wardrobe.
Okay.
It's head to toe. It's not just putting out a colorway and pants and shorts and bloomers. It's this piece belongs with this fabric.
Right. Okay.
Mostly the ones from Spain.
Right.
And it should only be seen this way. And that is, I'm very intentional with the way that I produce my pieces.
Okay. Can I ask, when you say the Southeast in the U.S.,
yes.
do you feel the fashion there for, the way people dress their children is a little bit different or special?
I think different in the way that they're putting these pieces on every single day, from morning to night. That's the intention with Alice Kathleen, because the fabrics are such high quality, and the shoes, you wouldn't know it, but the soles, I have taken an extra step in the insole of these shoes.
Okay.
And you have that capability to do when, in other words, I'm not cutting a corner because the price is going to be better. I'm actually adding value to the piece and selling it at the same price, because I care how it fits the child. Those shoes can be worn on the playground, and then because of the quality of the letter white, you can wear them anywhere. So I think that in the South, people are focused more on that, whereas I have people throughout the world that are buying Alice Kathleen that it's more intention based, like it's Christmas Eve. It's a holiday.
Right.
What are we going to put our children in?
Okay.
So I do think that's true.
I would say here, and I think you would agree with me, Laura, that it's very particular here. I noticed that Spanish families, they dress their kids very well to go out.
It's particularly true Sunday.
So it's not Monday through Friday.
No, but it depends though. Let me do a caveat to that. If you are in some of the cities that are more dressed up, like Madrid or Sevilla or Barcelona, in these places, if you are, let's say if the mom and the dad tend to pay a lot of attention to what they wear, they will also dress the kids up like that. However, for most people, you kind of usually see that the kids get more dressed up on Sunday. So Sunday is a lot of times the day that families get together. It's also usually the day that there are, it's not all the time, but where there's like events like, communions or baptisms or weddings, etc. And then you're definitely going to see kids very dressed up and very in line with this kind of design. So that's actually one of the things that my first impression when Nalini shared about Alice Kathleen, when I looked at it, I was like, oh, this is like, in my mind, it was like Spanish Sunday wear for kids,
It really is. It's you might see sometimes the parents dress casually, but if you, and I do this too. We don't live in Alicante. We're outside of that. But when I go to Alicante, we always dress up. You dress up to go to the sort of the city, it's the closest city to us.
Right.
So we'll dress up to go there. My kids will dress up to go. They wear something nice. Whereas maybe in, where I'm from, Toronto, you would put on your tracksuit and a hoodie, and
just gonna say,
you just go out,
like taken over the world.
Yeah, you would not wear a dress.
No, and I do think I will have to kind of course correct. I think for the Southeast in particular, and what I can tell from my sales and orders and customers, when they're probably like 18 months to 3 or 4, and the parents probably still have a lot of control over where they're putting they're dressed. I think it's hard. I think my older customers, the children that are probably like 5 years and up, it's more intentional. Like you said, Sunday wear.
Yes.
Or event.
Yes, because if not, the kids don't, they want to wear the tracksuit.
I'm having to get creative, and we did release some recent pieces that were athletic wear-ish, and I couldn't keep, they went quick.
Oh, interesting.
so-
Okay. Yeah. It's hard to beat the athleisure.
And you can't
Wave.
be everything to everyone.
No.
And
Yeah.
we have, I think if I could say one thing, we've stayed in our lane, kind of going back to what you had said earlier about Alice Kathleen. I've not ventured.
So that was actually a question that we wanted to ask you. As the brand has grown, how do you protect that craftsmanship, the integrity, the intentionality when you're getting, sold out? I mean, that's something that it was fascinating. You have a subscription service for like people who want to be high priority clients. These are things that you don't see in a lot of other brands.
There is an emotional involvement with Alice Kathleen on some degree. I think it's very special and overwhelming at the same time. But I believe a lot in intellectual property. And that's kind of where our business model in the beginning was trunk shows. And I would come and I would source all the fabrics. And again, that was pre-digital age. So I could find things that nobody else would have based on the textile shows I was visiting, my contacts a lot here in Spain. And they could put a piece they could select any of these fabrics and put it on shorts, a skirt, bloomers. And moms would host these trunk shows in their homes throughout the Southeast.
Okay.
The company grew organically. It was very cool, very humbling. And that was probably a point where I realized we have something and something that people are very passionate about,
Right.
which is Alice Kathleen. So we changed the business model, and I believe it was 2016. It was our 10-year anniversary. And I started to design a little small collection that was as is, like I designed it. It was all intentional.
Right.
Because we continued to meet ourselves around the corner with some of my pieces. And I don't value that very much. So I realized that was a turning point for Alice Kathleen. So I think staying true to that one way is, and it's a lot of pressure and a lot of work, but it's a passion and I love it, but it's designing every season, each and every season, something new, a new way.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So what about the next 10 years? So we're at the 20-year anniversary. I know I'm not asking for the business plan, but we're at the 20-year anniversary. What is your vision for where the brand is going from here and where you want to take it?
My vision is right now I am very focused on where I am and trying to service the customers that I have and keep the brand feeling the same while growing.
Right.
And I think my girls, so Alice is 19, almost 20, and Kathleen's 23.
Okay.
It's hard to believe.
Yeah.
So my younger one is studying fashion merchandising.
Ooh.
I think it
Okay.
would be really cool to sit side by side with my girls
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
and come full circle.
That just gave me the
They
chills.
might not know that yet.
Yeah.
But Alice is definitely probably more interested in the back end, the business, which is unbelievable how it's worked out. And Kathleen, though she doesn't really know it, she definitely has my talent behind the pen and paper. She's extremely creative. So I think it would be really special to grow the brand with them. And really, I mean, I think just continuing to do what I'm doing, adding pieces, collections each season to see where we can go.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much,
Yeah.
Kathryn. We're going to go into our
Slice of life.
So, before we dive into our slice of life, quick shout out to our amazing partner, GoCo Energy. You have to try this.
That's right, Laura. GoCo is energy done right, made with coconut water, natural caffeine, and real fruit flavors. No crash, no jitters, just clean, feel-good energy that actually tastes amazing.
It's perfect, right? Whether you're working, traveling, or just keeping your creative spark alive, basically it keeps you in that go mode.
I agree. I'm not necessarily a fan of all energy drinks, but this is one that I truly enjoy. My favorite flavor so far is pineapple, and you can order it straight from GoCoEnergy.com. That's GOKO Energy.com. Shipped right to your door.
So hydrating, refreshing, and honestly, it just makes everything flow better.
All right, so welcome to our Slice of Life. Kathryn, this is the part of our podcast in which we sort of share a little bit of our life here, our experience, sometimes something funny that's happened. We normally have a little treat. Today we are having my favorite, which is tortilla. And that is, when you say tortilla to somebody from North America, they think of or Latin America, they think of the flat flour tortilla. But tortilla here in Spain, it's usually a combination of eggs and potatoes and olive oil and the controversy to add onion or not add onion. No, it's a real thing.
Today we went onionless.
It's a real thing. Yeah. There will be fights over if you add onion or you don't put onion. But Laura's aunt, Conchi, made this for us. It's honestly my favorite breakfast ever in the whole world. I'm obsessed with
I
it.
love that Nalini's not a big eater, and whenever there's tortilla, like her appetite just expands,
This is my second slice, and we're having a cafe con leche.
It's delicious.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank your aunt.
Oh, of course.
Very good.
Okay,
So really, really thank you for providing all the background during the episode. And in the Slice of Life, we really wanted to get, just pick your brain a little bit. This is the first time you've come to Spain. I know this is a short trip and you're on your way to, more of a business trip. That if you were to come back, what would you be curious about seeing? And if you had a little bit of time, or sorry, let me rephrase that. When you come back,
Yes.
Yeah.
what would you like to see that you're curious about here?
Well, the reason I came for real is probably Juan Carlos Ferreira, the tennis academy. I have my family, and then AK is my world. We call it the world of AK often when referred to at home. But tennis is it is definitely woven into the whole big picture of my life. I love it. I'm passionate about it. That, and then also really probably I love to shop. Surprise, surprise.
Yeah.
So would really love to just kind of seek out what is special here in Alicante.
There's just so many little cities and towns. The one thing that we found traveling, and this podcast has really allowed us to sort of travel around Spain, is that every town or city has its own little flair.
Yes.
So
Its
here it's
own
going to
little
be
thing.
shoes.
Yeah.
Here it's really...
You're speaking my language.
Yeah.
I feel like that. I mean, when I was studying where to have the Alice Kathleen, pieces produced, I mean, it's just so interesting to me how the different regions in Spain have, like, espadrilles aren't made in Alicante. They're made is it Elche? How do you...
Elche.
Is that right? Is that?
Yeah,
I feel like they're
Elche.
maybe made there. So just trying to...
And Mallorca.
Yeah,
as
in
well.
Mallorca.
Yeah.
To seek out the best place possible. So I would love to find even women's fashion or vintage shops, just anything really local that you can take home that you cannot get any
Elsewhere,
other ways as being
yeah.
here. That's my first thing to do when traveling.
In your designs coming up, you're going to weave your love of tennis into that as well, or a little bit?
We've got a little surprise coming up for our 20th year. Many of them actually in the pipeline, and there will be some AK athletic wear coming soon.
Oh, that's exciting.
Yes, I guess we're going to jump on board with the whole world.
Yeah, that's very exciting. And tennis is huge here in Spain. So
Yes.
there are many tennis academies. The tennis players on tour, they're known as the grinders.
Because
How come?
You're thinking of a grinder.
Okay. I was like, no, grinder is in like you put in the grind, the word,
the
right?
word
Okay.
grinding. I feel like that's me. I'm grinding.
Yeah, because it's a clay. They learn here. It's clay court. So when you play on clay,
it's harder, right?
The work and determination
it's
level.
just
You just have to have it.
the points go a lot longer on clay. The bounce is different. It's very different. The clay.
It's a lot of problem solving.
Yes.
It's like my business. I
Yes.
feel like it's like there's not one way to problem solve. You kind of have to figure that out sometimes.
Can I ask this? This is a totally random question, but is pickleball big?
Pickleball is big for some people.
Because it hasn't
Not
made
for her.
it hasn't made its way. Yeah.
It's more tennis, right?
Can you tell?
Yeah, I can tell. I can
yes,
tell.
It's not here yet. Pickleball is
What
very
about paddle?
Paddle is huge.
Okay, here's the controversy. Is it paddle or padel?
Here, paddle.
Yeah.
Pádel.
I will never be able to say that.
Yeah,
So I do play that. I love the challenge of off the wall, but there again, it's the problem solving. I think pickleball to me is just, I can't take it serious.
Oh, yeah,
I'm glad to hear that it has not made its way.
It does look funny. It does look funny from the outside.
we haven't. We did paddle in the summer.
Yes.
And we
Did you like it?
No, we got roped into it. We did.
I've
once.
played paddle a couple of times. It's too aggressive for me.
Yeah.
I actually got hit almost in the face with a ball, and I was like, not for me. I like tennis. I have played tennis in the past. I would love to actually pick it up again, but I like that tennis. There's a lot more physical, movement, you could say, where paddle is like, yes, you're moving a lot and you're sweating a lot, but you're in a smaller space where tennis is a lot more running around, etc. So
Sorry, it was just a random pickleball question because it's huge in the States. Pickleball is huge there.
Yes.
It's
here they just
taken
open like
over.
first.
Yeah.
But yeah, not for me.
Yeah. Okay, good. That's good to know.
Tennis all the way.
So awesome and great to find out a little bit more about your hobbies and that part of it. So Kathryn, before we move to kind of close our episode, which we do with sentence of the day, we'd love to ask you, what would you like to say to either the people who are finding out about your brand for the first time, but also for your long-term customers that have been on this 20-year journey with you? What would you like to leave them with?
To the customers, thank you. It's dear to my heart. I think one cool thing is some of these customers it'll be generational, and that they may have worn the pieces. We have been around, I guess, almost that long. So that's very special. And I think I also have to just state that this has been woven into my DNA. My mom, my grandma, my sister, we're all obsessed with fashion. I obsess over the fabrics. I obsess over the quality. I obsess over what hands are touching the pieces, who is involved in the company, the intentionality, every word around Alice Kathleen, everything that we're doing, we're giving it everything we have. I'm giving it everything I have from start to finish. And I think that to the customers that know me, know that. And I think to future customers, know that you are going to get the best that we have to give from start to finish. Each piece has my hand signature hidden. It's hand stitched in it. And that's a fun thing with an extra button. So my point is, we do not cut corners, and we never will.
Amazing.
All right. And if finally, where people they can find you, they can follow you, your website.
Yes. Alice Kathleen Co. and Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, all the social media. And then we are direct to customer right now. We do have an exciting announcement. We will be selling on Masonette in a few weeks. That's e-commerce. So we're excited about that. And you can find us there or alicekathleenco.com.
Amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Kathryn.
Thank you.
And for the sentence of the day,
I'm ready.
And this one is for Nalini, but it was also our intention to share this with Kathryn in terms of the meaning of it. So the sentence is, lo mejor está por venir.
Okay, so the best
Lo mejor está
is coming.
Yes. So
the best is, did I get it right?
Yes, the best is yet to come. So is lo mejor está por venir is something that, we say quite a bit here. I think generally Spanish people tend to have a positive outlook on life. And it's like, okay, the best is yet to come. Like, lo mejor está por venir.
Nice. All right.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you for having me.
It was our pleasure.
Our pleasure.
Thank you. Bye for now.
The Made in Spain podcast is fueled by GoCo Energy, refreshingly real energy that keeps the good vibes going.